What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Got a little bit of a different type of review for you. Let's get into it. All right, I'm really excited to check these out, guys. This is a part of my everyday carry gear that I don't hit on as often, but is still super important to me. So what we're going to be looking at today is we're going to be looking at the JBL Tune Buds. The reason behind checking these out is because I actually had the JBL 125s already, and I've really enjoyed these. They've totally kicked the Raycon Everyday Buds out of my backpack. Basically, this set goes with me to work, goes with me to the gym, and does some yard work. I have a second set that I use for the gym that's closest to the house, so those go to the gym while I'm at work. That's why, they're in the work backpack. But these would be used for other things as well, and they're going to be replacing the Raycons that are in Data Crew What a Slide. So I don't want to get into that because I am going to do a comparison at the end of this one. I'm going to kind of consolidate it, but I just wanted to touch on these. I wanted to check them out because they're a little bit more compact than the 125s, which I do appreciate, but they still have that similar style as far as how they go into the ears. And these are noise canceling, which the other ones are not noise canceling, they're noise reduction or something like that. Basically, they plug the ear up enough to kind of drown some of the outside noise, but you can still hear when someone's talking to you at a moderate volume, if you have your audio on a moderate volume. These are active noise canceling, so I wanted to check these out. Also, these are the touchpad on here as opposed to the soft click. So the touchpad here on these work. I wanted to try these out to see how they would do. In the past, I struggled with the touch because when I was doing yard work or working out, I'd have to push them back in and it would always pause or fast forward, whatever the control was. But the 125s retain so well in the ear, and I didn't have to continuously adjust those. I wanted to give these a try just to see how the touchpad would work with those being retained. So I'm going to run through this really quick. These are very interesting because the 125s, I think because of the bigger bass driver, are running at about 8 to 9 hours on a single charge without putting these back in the dock. These are running in at 12 hours. So you're getting more time out of these and they're noise reducing. And these have a 48-hour battery life, total 48 hours with the recharging on here, so that does last a good while. Like the other case, this is thin profile, it's USB-C rechargeable, very easy to access, very easy to get the buds in and out of here, but the magnets on here retain them pretty well, so they're not just going to fall out willy-nilly. As you can see, they've already sunk up to the phone here on this review, but I really have enjoyed these. The controls are very similar to the 125, so you have pause play as one tap, I think 2 taps, fast forward rewind, and then the other side is to do the calls, and I think to engage your companion on your phone. Try not to use the names for those depending on whether or not you have Android or you have Apple. You have 3 indicator lights on here for the charge. They'll let you know when it's getting low. When you open it, you'll see which one is charging. It'll have the light lit up letting you know that it's charging. These here are just now syncing up. They have the ability to be used mono or stereo. I like the mono feature so that if I'm at work and I just want to listen to a podcast while I'm working on stuff, if I'm not on a call or something like that, really nice for that feature because then I can just listen to it in one ear. Like the 125s though, I have found that I do need to turn it up just a little bit from my normal listening volume just so I can hear it with good clarity. One thing that's a little bit different with these, in addition to the noise canceling, is it does use the app. Now, the app is really nice because it lets you customize the EQ without having to depend on the devices. But if you already have your device EQ set up, and it works with whatever app you're using. So if you're listening directly on the device, for me, the EQ that I've picked out for that music is already in play. But if you're using something like I have Amazon Prime, so I get the music and I like a lot of the stations they offer for free, that EQ is not in effect. So this app will let you do an EQ for these, which were not offered on the 125s. Those are like pretty much ideally tuned to listen to music at its highest level. This one here lets you kind of cut the bass out, add the bass in, go all heavy on the bass. I personally like the jazz setting because I feel like that has that same balance where you get the good bass and it carries through, but you get really crisp audio for everything else too. So the music that doesn't have the bass driving in it, or the vocals, things of that nature, sound really, really good. All right, let's really quick, let me grab the Raycons that these are going to be replacing, because I want to go ahead and get these out of my What a Slide, but I also just wanted to kind of show you how I'm carrying it. I am going to reorganize it a little bit here, but essentially, because the Raycon is a circular case, these are just going to be something that I'm able to easily put into my What a Slide and kind of close it up. But I do need to move some things around a little bit on here to better accommodate. Oh, I zipped up the microfiber cloth to accommodate those, but those will be going in here. And again, when I go to the gym close to home, or it may alternate yard work and things of that nature, it will take the place of that. And I need to take this cable out. This cable doesn't go with that one. This cable goes, wait, does this cable go with this one? Or does it go with the... Yeah, I think this cable goes with this one. So got everything out of there, so we're good to go there. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the comparison. Obviously, I'm not putting it back in the case right this moment. So the first thing, again, I'm going to talk about, this is a little bit thicker, but the shape on this is a little bit nicer for the carry because it kind of lays flat. So when you have both these laying flat, due to the contoured round nature of this, this one does actually stick up a little bit higher, but this one takes up a little bit more space overall just because of the way that it lays. But when you lay them flat, this one is a little bit taller, so that'll actually work a little bit better. What I'll have to do is just kind of shift things around to have this work in that What a Slide a little bit better. You have the tether here. You don't need it here in my opinion, because you do have enough case to grab onto. With this one being round, it's a little bit more of an issue. Definitely more easy to get into these than it is this one here. That one I definitely need two hands to always get into it. Both of these are still synced to my phone too, so I need to unsync them. The other things that I want to talk about are very similar that I did on my everyday carries to the 125s, but since we're talking about the Tune Buds, we'll get into those. These have a little bit more reach to go into the ear canal. I think that's part of the reason why these are so good. You can see all the little parts on here that do the noise cancellation here, or the active listening. So it does have the microphone to kind of pick up to know when it's picking up sound, so that it can turn off the noise canceling if you need it to do that. The Raycons go a little bit further in to the ear, but they don't retain as well as the JBLs. These retain really good too. This one is touch. So when you touch it, that's where you're going to do your controls that I mentioned earlier. The advantage for the Raycon is going to be it does have the volume control. You don't need to be near your device to turn the volume up and down. You would just need to pause or unpause here. But if you want to control the volume, you need to be near your device with the JBL, which is a major point against the JBLs in my opinion. I love that about the Raycons, that they control that particular feature. You have small, medium, large with the ear adapters. I don't know what else to call those guys, sorry. But with these, you have like a small, medium, and then large, extra large. So you got more variety with the ear canal here. But even with those, I couldn't quite get the retention right. These would want to slide out. It could be because they don't go in as far, but it also could be that they're a little bit, I don't know, they don't feel like they weigh a ton more, but it could be that it has something to do with the weight as well. Battery life definitely goes to the JBLs. The battery life is definitely so much better on the JBLs than it is on the Raycons. It's noticeable how much longer that the JBLs actually last. I think I'm going to need to charge these soon though. Yeah, I need to charge those soon. The last thing that I want to mention on here, and I think this is going to be what wins everybody over, these are normally 79 bucks. These tunes from JBL are 69, so they're $10 less. They have better audio, they have noise canceling features on them, better battery life, better audio. I will say that the 125 audio was significantly better than it was on the Raycons. I would say that the Tune Buds are just better. It is not significant. It's fairly close. I will say that the ability to have like a dedicated EQ to really fine tune the audio on here, because you can custom make your own, is better than what you get from the audio quality here. I will say that the audio is a little bit more crisp, but I would say they're pretty competitive on the bass unless you use like the extra bass mode on here. It is a little bit better bass on here, but it's not as noticeable as it on the 125. The 125s are just really, really good. Outside of that, not a whole lot of difference here. I've had these Raycons for several months without any issues. JBL, I've had a bunch of JBL products over time that I have not had issues with, and very happy with these buds and looking forward to continuing to use those. But outside of that, I think that's pretty much everything that I would want to cover on these. So just let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching to this point of the video as well. It really does help the algorithm. Shout out to everyone out there that leaves a like, comments, is subscribed. Again, those links are down in the description for anything that you see on this or anything else you might be interested in. Special thank you to my channel members. That extra support is very greatly appreciated. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.